the Falcons hang on for a 24-21 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dylan, the Bucs did work themselves into Tampa Bay territory with no timeouts, less than a minute to go, set up a long 50-plus yard field goal attempt from Patrick Murray, but he pushed it just wide right, and Atlanta escaped with the 24-21 victory. That, of course, is important in the NFC playoff picture. With where the Falcons stand right now at 9-5, they would be in as the final wild card team in the NFC. With what you saw tonight, though, Dylan, we kind of discussed this a little bit earlier. Is this a team that concerns you if you are an LA Rams or a New Orleans Saints or a Philadelphia Eagles or a Minnesota Vikings in the NFC playoffs?
Yeah, I think so, just because they have some unbelievable talented players. One of them is arguably the best receiver in football. If not, he's right there in that conversation. And anytime you put Julio out on the outside, he's going to be a matchup nightmare. And that's going to be something that has to concern you as an opponent, even if you're a touchdown favorite or a 5-point favorite over this team, hosting them in a playoff game. I think another one is Devonta Freeman. Yep. What a game he had.
He had a great game.
27 total touches today. He was the most dynamic receiver on this team, receiving for more yards than Julio or Sanu or anybody else on this team with 68 receiving yards. And it was really through the ground, those 22 totes for, 127 yards? 125 yards. I have him on my fantasy team. I was trying to give him an extra 2. I get a bonus at 126.
Yeah, 126.
So weirdly,
kicks in that 5-point bonus you get there.
But obviously, he needed to be big tonight without Coleman back there, and he was big. So anytime you have that type of offensive weaponry you're facing, it's got to concern you a little bit. But I thought you used a great word when you kind of started to describe this game. They escaped. This team all year long has played down to competition and hasn't always played up to competition, and that's something that I think is the main difference between this version of the Falcons and the one that won the conference last year. I'm with you. You said earlier, I just don't think this is the same team with the same confidence and the same mojo offensively that you just felt like it was going to score 50 every single game. Because of that, I feel like they're going to get bounced pretty early, but I do feel like they are going to be in the NFC playoff picture.
And on the other side, the Buccaneers did at least orchestrate a potential game-tying drive. Again, the Murray kick goes right. We hear rumblings of the relationship dynamic between Dirk Cutter and Jameis Winston not necessarily being the best. And we've seen in this game instances, I was watching with Bryant McFadden here this evening, a couple of times Jameis in the offense made plays that were questionable, went to replay, didn't get to the line fast enough, allowed Dan Quinn and the Falcons to challenge it, and it cost them field position. In those instances,
it's veteran savvy
that just exactly.
Winston's
it just seems like whether it's the coaching, whether it's Winston, the urgency there to realize if we get a snap off, even if it's not the best play that we can run, we keep those 25 yards we gained on the previous play.
The talent has never been in doubt, in question. So many unbelievable talented players. But that savvy to maximize the talent and manage games beautifully is just not there.